Undies, farts, and tears. What you need to know from Big Brother's first week. Big Brother is watching, and so is Australia. Back on its original home on Network 10 for the first time since 2008, the reality reboot has landed the struggling channel a win. More than 1 million viewers tuned in for half of its 6 episodes, landing the network its best ratings share of 2025. Advertising a back-to-basics approach with fewer gimmicks and games than Channel 9 or 7's takes on the franchise, Big Brother has, mostly, stuck to its promise. Maybe that's because the 13 housemates, ranging in age from 61 to 21 years old, have brought buckets of drama and silly antics, with a mix of big, complex personalities unafraid to clash over classic sharehouse issues. There have been teary arguments over stolen food, feminism, and PDA as the house's first romance, or is it a showman's, between model Holly, 31, and mullet goofball Colin, 21, causes friction as they cuddle and kiss all day. Sure, it's not perfect, with a few teething issues around the live shows and general editing, and far too much fart humor for anyone above the age of finding 6 to 7 funny. But BBU is bringing water cooler conversations back, delivering on the series' original social experiment promise. Just don't cite it in a scientific paper. Here are 5 of the first week's biggest moments and takeaways. Colin bears all repeatedly. First in, housemate Colin is Big Brother's protagonist, an ultra-goofy bro who calls everything and everyone brev. We've seen far more of him than anyone. Not only do the cameras and social team love him, he's stayed in his jocks even after BB stopped holding the housemates' luggage hostage. But he's had more teary diary room moments than anyone else, kicking off on day 2 when he was ranked least intelligent in a weekly challenge. "I've just heard that sort of stuff my whole life," he told Big Brother, sniffling through his words, using his arm to wipe his nose like a little kid. "My self-esteem isn't the highest. It just hurts a little bit to know that if I'm the best at something, it's that people think I'm the best at being stupid. I don't think I'm stupid. I think the best parts about me make me come off as really silly. And I am. I make people smile, and I make people feel heard." The moment completely endeared Colin to viewers, revealing the insecurities and emotional intelligence behind his class clown antics. And he's continued to bear his insecurities as his relationship with Holly strains, tearfully asking BB what the model sees in him. It hasn't always been pretty. An acidic conversation with Holly around her flirty behavior with others was not great, but it has been messy, honest, and endearing, especially when many of the house's other men haven't revealed much depth. The house turns on Holly. If Colin is BBU's protagonist, Holly is its villain, an influencer on a season that proudly advertised a house of only regular people. There's not enough room to detail all Holly's beefs, but she's been labeled self-centered and insincere by several housemates, landing the most nominations by far on week 1. She's even already threatened to walk. Many have warned Colin she's playing him for a storyline, including first out Michael in his farewell message, prompting him to ask her on Monday night why she mixes up his name, and they only talk about her. It's evident she has a chip on her shoulder about not being taken seriously because of her looks. No doubt a frustrating experience, one rooted in sexism. But it's come off to many as tone-deaf, especially during Abiola's conversation about pretty privilege, a nuanced conversation about race, weight, and class that Holly immediately shut down, talking over Abiola's insight into life as a fat black queer woman. Still, Holly was saved from eviction, but seemingly because more people disliked Michael's anti-woke provocations. His final bomb was granting Holly immunity and privileges for the week, only deepening the divide between her and everyone else. Great TV. Factions form down culture, war lines. The culture wars have hit BBU, with a noticeable tension in the house between conservative and more liberal housemates. On the conservative side, there's Jane, 67, who bonded with the now-evicted Michael, 49, on being anti-woke. Trot-Eye Bruce, 25, has found himself in heated conversations over gender roles in relationships, predominantly with Coco, 30, Alana, 45, and Mia, 23, while most of the younger men are unfazed, focusing on fart jokes. This week's nominations followed this block, with Alana and Mia nominated largely for being outspoken. Meanwhile, Edward was the only man to nominate another man. Impassioned disability advocate Connor, fond of calling out rude behavior. Meanwhile, Coco seems to be warming to Bruce, who has walked back some of his more 1950s opinions, suggesting potential growth from being surrounded by different perspectives. The live stream is essential. Even with 6 episodes a week, Big Brother's daily show misses out on a lot of good stuff. Clearly, Colin and Holly have been the show's focus, leaving major moments on the cutting floor. Take Mia, who is up for nomination this week. Most of her votes mentioned her endless talking and continual attempts to raise serious topics, almost none of which you've seen on The Daily Show. Live stream viewers also seem to view Connor a little differently, too, having caught more of his arguments, while a few major blow-ups have been edited out, including a dinner table conversation about Trump. Perhaps that's understandable, but it's a much better insight into the cast's dynamics. A little hodgepodge. Big Brother Australia is off to a great start, but definitely still finding its feet. Small editing tweaks would go a long way, especially as storylines aren't always set up before they arrive on screen. And the house itself is a bit cheap. It's actually more of a TV set in a warehouse, with most rooms having no ceilings. Cameras aren't hidden either, with housemates aware when one's focusing on them, altering their behavior. Host Mel Tresina is a natural, but the live shows themselves are a bit thin, predominantly clip packages, whereas the 2000s version featured more live crosses to the house. The first eviction felt a bit quick too, with poor Michael getting a short chat and no video wrap of his week in the house, or a breakdown of the voting percentage. Some of these are also simply budget issues, with the short season set to wrap up before Christmas, something of a trial run. But a slightly hodgepodge take on OG Big Brother is better than none at all. Week 1 Power Rankings Colin, our lovable, complex protagonist, Alana, working within the measured mum trope, quietly ruling with a measured hand, Holly. No way she'll win, but she's powering the show for now. Vinny, silly, handsome, and an under-the-radar threat. Coco, empathetic and down to clown, gets along with everyone. Connor, endearing, but a little hot-headed and controlling over food. Abiola, charming, but sleep-ins cut into camera time. Bruce, receptive to feedback, or just interested in Coco. Edward, the most forgettable of the bro squad. Jane, a little too cranky. Emily, who? Lovely, but not particularly memorable. Mia, quite isolated in the house, unfortunately, and not getting much screen time either. Michael, bye-bye. Enjoy your emails. How are you finding the new season of Big Brother? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.